Yeah.
Well, I think me as a person and appreciating music. I mean, music was always there for me.
Yeah.
It was always a passion, and then it was wonderful, waiting for the moment when they would be old enough to be able to do something with their hands and
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. voice, right? So it was like, okay, what do you start with? You start with as soon as they were old enough to the whole drumsticks and beating the couch and just I wanted them to be surrounded by the opportunity to make music as soon as possible. And
Right.
not to be one of those, crazy parents that's imposing on them to start piano lessons at age 2 and no. I'm not about any of that. We have to find balance as parents, whatever kind of activity, whether it's academic, social, athletic, creative, musical, artistic, whatever, to encourage and insist because, they can't just sit on their iPads all day long. We have an obligation to oblige them to do certain things that are in their best interest, but at the same time, not force our own passions on them. So there's always that, like, okay, I love music so much, and my parents love music too, and so I learned from them. So it was kind of a continuity of the same thing. But of course, had the idea that, well, I want them to learn how to play, and if we can play music together, I mean, that would
Yeah.
be amazing.
That's a life goal.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah. Boy.
skipping ahead, we managed to do that. So what we would do is, there's 3-year gap between them. So the older one started taking drum. We got him the Ludwig Junior kit, and he
Yep.
started taking drum lessons. Which is, by the way, anyone who wants their kids to learn drums, don't buy that garbage $75 toy drum. For $300, you can get the Ludwig. Well, it's probably a bit more, Mal. For like less than $400, you can easily get a proper Ludwig
Yeah.
kit that will sound good. It will sound like real drums. Okay, that a kid can sit behind and play, and it's wonderful. So the older one started taking drum lessons at probably age 6 or so, and he started with that. And at the end of his lesson each week, his little brother, who at the time was 3, would sit and just copy. He would sit for 10 minutes with the teacher and just kind of copy what
Okay.
his older brother was doing. And so, even a 3-year-old can learn to do a basic backbeat, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey.
at that point, I bought a, I'm not a super tall guy, so I bought a short scale Fender Mustang bass, thinking, okay, eventually I'll teach the older one just to pluck the roots on the bass, and I can play the guitar. The little one can hold the backbeat, and the other one can play the drums, and we can have the foundation of a band. And so what we ended up doing was each year at Christmas time, we would take a Christmas song and make an arrangement that would work for the 3 of us. And that became like something that everybody looked forward to, on social and Facebook at the end of the year. When is George and George and Michael and Jude going to put out their Christmas video, which was so much fun to do. And these were like 90-second arrangements. These were not 4-minute songs. And people would say, "Oh my God, this is so amazing that you're doing this. What a beautiful, joyful experience." And I'm like, yes, it's true. But guys, you are seeing the 90 seconds that was the culmination of days and days of,
Yeah.
I quit this band. I hate this family. This is horrible. You didn't make him practice. He was out of time. All of that
Oh
stuff
God.
that goes into it. But the end product was something so joyful. So it was wonderful to do that with them. We did that up until I think this last year was the first year that we didn't do that anymore. But the kids are still doing music lessons.
Cool.
They're still keeping up with it. I drive them crazy with it. So I try not to get too nerdy about it.